Dante, how nice was it just to have the bye week off, and now what's the mindset as you guys kind of get ready for the home stretch?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, always good coming off with a win, especially one like that. But yeah, I think guys was just good to get into that and have a little time to relax. But mine was good. Got to spend mine with my family, so I enjoyed it. And obviously now back to work.
Yeah, what's the mindset now as you guys hit this home stretch?
I don't think the mindset's changed. I think the mentality and the attitude that we've had, this whole season is just, we found it, and it starts. It's a process, and it starts with work. And guys were, I'm sure, ahead of film and getting ready for the scouting report. So, guys are ready. Guys are tuned in.
How tough is Jonathan Taylor after first contact?
I'm sorry, you said it again?
How tough is Taylor after first contact?
It's about the same as without the first contact. Obviously just getting your hands on him. Aside from, obviously he's a great player, really great player, but their offensive line does a really good job of, not just covering guys up, but a lot of times just moving the pile and moving guys out of the way. And whenever you can give a guy like him just space, a hole, a crease, a crack, he takes advantage of it. And I think I don't know how many 50 and 60-yard runs he's got, but once he hits that first and second gear, once he sees that hole, he's a hard guy to not only bring down but to catch.
Tony, how rare is Quentin Nelson's skill set where he's just so quick and powerful?
Man, I think he's known for that a lot, but man, I've seen like on Instagram they post like videos of like linemen just knocking people out, and there's so many times where you'll see like Quentin Nelson on there and you'll see him knocking somebody out, but if you go back and you look at the play, bro, it's like it'll be a fire zone, and like a guy will drop and it'll be the backside corner coming, and he'll like just block his guy and then just turn around and like just knock the guy completely out. So not too much of his IQ, I guess, is like pushed out there, but I mean he's a smart, tough, like he's one of the guys you definitely have to be alert for going in the wing. And they're gonna run behind him. A lot of what they do, is based off of how he plays.
Does this offense remind you? I know you're not playing the Patriots offense, this is training camp, but does what they do remind you of what the Patriots offense does in terms of their physicality in the run game?
Maybe as far as wanting to run the ball, I guess you can say. I mean, it can be said for any, Cleveland or anybody, without trying to compare them. But they're going to run the ball. I think that's just, what they're going to do. Everybody knows it. I think he knows it. I'm sure he's aware that there are teams that'll play him with loaded boxes and stuff. So, he's a good running back. They're a good team. They're a good offense. They know that. They know the teams are going to load the box and blitz them and, do whatever the teams comes up with to try to defend them. And they do a good job of shelling that. And, whether it's the first quarter through the fourth quarter, they're going to keep running the ball until something pops out, and it usually does.
Dante, Adrian mentioned that they'll throw a lot at teams in the first quarter to kind of see how you're going to react. What have you noticed on film from, how they might be game planning? Is it we're going to throw 10 different formations and see how you react to each of them, or is it like a new wrinkle each game that they're trying to introduce?
I couldn't tell you for sure, but guessing, I'm sure that they do, each team different. I'm sure they're not going to approach us like they approached, Houston or whoever they played, the week before. But it'll just be something on the script, something that they're trying to, get their guys the ball and put them in the best situations.
Following up on Quentin Nelson, like the football IQ, who are other players, that you've gone up against that might even be in that conversation that combine the devastating blocks that you would see on Instagram, right?
Oh, you put me on the spot. I don't know anybody on the spot. I just know particularly him because I think I don't want to put David Andrews on the spot either, but I sent it to him and I was like, bro, you see, like what protection is this? Like what protection is this?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I don't know if it's a protection. I think he just did it on his own. So I just thought that that's just something that he's really smart, and you don't always hear that. so much from a big guy like that.
Interesting. So this was the rare aspect of that was what I was getting at. You know, like that you don't see that too often when you're studying other players.
Yeah.
That's fair. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah, my bad. I'm assuming I should just let you finish. Put myself in the hole.
Dante, how do you see them use motion in their offense? Is it more like window dressing, or do they actually, give it to the guy coming in motion a lot?
I think that they do both. Probably like allow you to sleep with one, maybe do one so much, and then maybe you're not prepared for it, or maybe you assume they just been doing this the whole time just to get you, and then bam. They got really good, obviously really good offensive scheme. They got a great guy. They got a really good guy who, Wentz understands it, and then he has great playmakers to give him the ball to space. Give those guys the ball, whether it's in the space or not. So whether it's Pittman or Hines or Dole or whoever it is, even Taylor out in the backfield. So they just all do a good job of understanding what they want to do. So whether we respect it or not, that'll go back to how they'll call the game, I'm sure.
Dante, in all your years, have you noticed anything coming off a bye week? Is there some key to playing well off a bye week as opposed to other times when you're in a normal routine, in a weekly routine?
Have I noticed that? Not really. I try not to look too much into all that stuff. I'm sure there's stats and stuff on it, but I just try to approach every day as whatever it is. If it's bye week, I'm gonna treat it as bye week and enjoy my time with my family. And once it's time to go, it's time to go. So I'm sure everybody operates a little bit different, but around here, I think everybody kind of knows once we get back, it's go time. Like nothing ever stopped or changed.
Kyle Van Noy seems to have a knack for putting himself inside passing lanes. It seems like every game he's breaking up a pass or two. From playing with him for so long, what allows him to do that, in your view?
I think that's just sometimes it's instinctual. I think a lot of it is instinctual. Sometimes you want to try to just put in piece together. Sometimes it's just the fundamentals of zones and stuff. But sometimes guys do things like that that you can't really put a tag on. You can't just put it on the defense. And KB's one of those guys who studies a lot, who picks up different keys on individual things, not necessarily in the scheme, but on certain players. So he does a good job of that. He does a good job of relating that. So whenever he makes plays like that, he makes them in practice too. So we're just excited and excited that he's making those plays on Sunday too.
How much do you enjoy the challenge of this game? And you mentioned if they're going to run the ball, they're going to keep running the ball. As a linebacker who likes to get physical, is this one of those games that you kind of get a little extra get a little extra jazzed up?
I guess you kind of got to, but the same mindset. That's my mindset is to to stop the run and to make teams one dimensional. That's kind of the culture here. It's kind of how it's always been. So we know it's gonna be a tough physical game. Much like we've played a lot of games like that. So it starts preparing and starts in the process and preparation. So we know what they're gonna do, and they got the film on us and we got the film on them. So I'm sure there'll be some scheme changes and stuff, but I'm sure it'll be a good physical game.
First of all, jazzed up. Who says jazzed up? I didn't realize Jerry was that old.
Jazzed up?
I knew he was old. I didn't know he was that
Look,
old.
there's a lot of gray hair here.
I got a few in here. You can't tell I'm hiding it, but
I got an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old. I'm old. I'll admit it.
So it's all right. I'm from the sticks. We hear it out, man. We hear it out.
That might just be a me thing.
Nah. Maybe not up here in the Northeast, but down south we hear plenty. Y'all take care.
Thanks, Don.